All right, recappers, it's your boy Greg B here at New York Comic Con. I'm here with Dylan. Dylan, I have one question to ask you because I saw Maze Runner. So, like, when you're working on big productions, big films, and then when you're working on smaller TV series, what is the biggest difference?
Wait. Are you asking because I'm on Maze Runner?
Yeah.
I'm not on Maze Runner.
Wait, hold on.
I'm Sprayberry. O'Brien's on Maze Runner. That's not me.
Oh gosh, where the hell?
That's me.
You should. Can we run that again? Can we just run that again?
gotta keep that though.
You did Man of Steel though.
I did Man of Steel.
Okay.
Okay.
Got them mixed up. I know Man was in Man of Steel, and I was gonna ask him about. Oh. Okay. Anyway. Okay. What's going on, recappers? We should not. We should actually just keep that because I embarrassed myself. I should get fired for this. Okay. So here we go.
Here we go.
What is the difference? Okay, you worked on Man of Steel. This is the question. This is the question I did have for you because this is big. You worked on Man of Steel. Now, what expectations do you have for the Batman versus Superman movie?
Oh Lord.
Because you were a cast member.
Right. I don't know. I'm trying to. The problem with all these superhero movies is that you have some. I mean, obviously, you have the most intense fans, for these comics because comics have been around for forever, and people, through generations, not just one generation, many generations have grown with these comics and these superheroes. So everyone feels really strongly about, staying true to what, how they were created and what they started off to be. So I think you get a lot of mixed reviews and mixed opinions on what they think this movie's going to be about. And I'm really just trying to go in with an open mind because, I was part of the cast and I appreciate and all the people that I worked with and, all the actors that are going to be working on this. And I'm looking forward to seeing their performances as the characters, and that's, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm just trying to go in with an open mind because I just want to see it for the movie that it is, not for what everyone thinks it should be or what it shouldn't be. I just want to see the movie first, and then from there I'll
cast judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I did have the second question for you. Now, okay, you have done the whole superhero thing. You're part of that superhero universe with the DC. Mm-hmm. Now you're into a whole other genre dealing with supernatural and supernaturalistic things on Teen Wolf. What do you see as the major difference when you're jumping from a superhero project to like a supernatural kind of, how do you get it? How do you switch into that character?
Well, I think they're definitely two different worlds. I think what's interesting about the supernatural world is that there's a lot of people out there that believe that some of this stuff was real or is real, which I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I think that's really cool that there's that mystery out there, which is really interesting to me. So that's first off. I also think that it's a little bit. I don't know how to explain it. I think there are a lot of similarities between a superhero and a supernatural being. Because we all have these heightened senses and heightened abilities, and we have to use them. We either have a choice to use them to our for the good or for the bad. So it's the same as a superhero versus a supervillain. So there's a lot of similarities. I think the only difference is when you're doing a supernatural show, you can kind of play into the horror a little bit more, which is cool, and you can play a little bit more into the gore of it. Whereas when you're doing a superhero thing, it might be a little bit more related to outer space or certain other kind of things, which is also very cool. But, you can just kind of go more of that slasher film kind of thing when you're doing a supernatural show, which is what we did last season, which was pretty cool.
All right, well, you heard it here on the recap.
Here.